Okay, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. Today we are meeting to discuss following on the third last chapter of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, right? So today is 24th September 2024, Tuesday. So here, yes, Tuesday. Okay. So we are here gathered to discuss on this essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16. Okay. So I believe that you all have come through this far, attending all the classes, and I hope and I wish that you all have some kind of transformation start happening in your life. Okay, today I had a conversation with Shanti Samantha, Mataji, and the daughter. Then after that, I had a discussion with another devotee. So they all were expressing their happiness, that how much that this program has been impacting their life. All right. So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer to show our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and to all the Guru Varga, all the Guru Parampara. So to thank them, especially Srila Prabhupada, for sacrificing his life despite having to go through so much of hardship. Okay. So with that, let's start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavacha Paditanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Starini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vashari Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So today we're going to discuss on chapter 16. Sri Ram, I'm missing you so much.
Hi, Prabhu.
Why you didn't turn up yesterday?
Yesterday, I went walking at Lake Garden with my mother, so spent time with her. That's why, Prabhu.
Yesterday was very. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
You watched?
Yeah, but not fully, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Yesterday was such a fantastic session we had. Chapter 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. And today we're going to discuss on chapter 16, which is the divine and the demoniac nature. So what is the divine nature and what is the demoniac nature? And we're going to get this according to the opinion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like
Oh
for
my
instance,
God.
sometimes we also have our own opinion. Oh, this person is such a nice person. This person is that. Even though he may have these terrible qualities and everything. So the human understanding about divinity and demoniac qualities it can vary according to their according to the mode of nature, right? The three mode of nature. All right. So in chapter 16, the summary is those who possess demonic qualities and who live whimsically. Whimsically means they live as they like. Okay. Without following the regulations of the scripture, attain lower birth and further material bondage. But those who possess divine qualities and live regulated lives, abiding by scriptural authority, gradually attain spiritual perfection. So that is the topic that we're going to discuss today. So when we look at this divine qualities and okay, people who are living whimsically, sometimes as a devotee, sometimes we will do some kind of comparative, all right? Look at that person, he just live as he like, but his life looks so nice. All right. I've been following all these rules and regulation and my life sucks. Right. So this is the topic that for you. And before we start, I believe that you all have finished you all have gone through your chapter 15 yesterday. All right. The 20 verses. And I hope that you all have enlightened. Okay. You all feel like so good about it. Okay. How many of you have read? Messages. Arul Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Yes. All right. Anyone? Okay. Rusan Mataji says she didn't do it. Anyone else?
Yes,
Vaishnava
Ji.
Kripa?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
No. Yes, Ji, we read.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, the
Very good. Okay. Good. So at least someone done it. Okay. But others, please do it. All right. Because as you know that by this Friday is a completion of this batch 2. And those who sign up for batch 3 like Rusan Mataji, Santi, Samantha and the daughter. And also, yes. Okay. You are starting all over again. So that's for you. So you're going to see from chapter 1. And for everyone, you're also still invited. Okay. Okay. So today, oops. Slideshow. Okay. From the beginning. Okay. So let's welcome everyone for this today's discussion on chapter 16. Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, which proudly presents by ISKCON Ipoh Bhakti Yoga Center and Bhakti Yoga Namahat Center, and also with collaboration with ISKCON Malaysia. All right, let's take darshan from this such a beautiful deity. This is in Vrindavan, ISKCON Vrindavan. Look at them. All right, and this is Krishna Balaram. Wow. And this is Radha Krishna.
Wow, she really looks like the North Indian face, Prabhu. I really can feel their face changes according to the place, like you told, Prabhu.
Yeah,
I can see the
definitely.
difference.
Yes, yes. You can go and check out, if you go and see that, how the South American looks like? The Peru, the Cuban, they got a face like more into like Amazon kind of Aborigines people. The Jagannath there looks exactly like them.
Oh my God, Prabhu. It's really magic, Prabhu.
Yes, of course. That shows that Krishna is there to reciprocate. Look at her face. Beautiful face, right? Face of Radharani.
Yes, both of them.
So much of love. Okay, so today we dedicate this program to His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. He is a governing body commission and also a spiritual master. And I would like to dedicate this program to my very beloved God brother, His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bengaluru ISKCON Sheshadipuram. He is the creator and brainchild of the essence of Gita program worldwide. Okay, let's look at today's Mahatmya, the glories. What he says, Gita patam cha shravanam ya karoti dine dine krattavo vajimedadya Krutastena sa dakshanaha. What does that mean? Great sacrifice like Ashwamedha. Among all that fire sacrifice, Ashwamedha is considered the topmost. All right. And of course, this is not recommended in Kali Yuga. Of course, in Kali Yuga, no one can do it. This is such a great sacrifice where the Brahmana simply chant the mantra, the fire will come by itself. Right? Then, and this is the thing that only can be done by the emperor. Okay, not even the king they can't even afford it. Only the emperor can afford it. All right. So great sacrifice such as Ashwamedha, and along with their remuneration, that means they have to pay. There's so much Brahmanas come, they need to have big collections of all this, what they call the wealth and everything, to give away. Okay. What Krishna says, what he says here in Vaishnava Tantra, are naturally achieved by one who daily hears and recites the Gita. That means if those people who simply daily hears and reads the Bhagavad Gita, chants the Bhagavad Gita, it's considered that they have performed the great sacrifice called Ashwamedha, and along with their remuneration. All right. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita is very, very auspicious. Okay, now let's look at this understanding of Gita here. Am I lagging? Am I lagging?
No, Ji.
No, no,
No,
Prabhu.
You can hear.
because I see the things like moving. Okay, wait. All right. Now, when Sanatan Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarupa of every living being, what is Swarupa? The original form. Okay. The Lord replied that Swarupa or constitutional position of the living being is rendering the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right. So that means the Swarupa, the form or the original constitution, all right, is to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we analyze the statement of Lord Chaitanya, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service. Right? They are always constantly engaged in rendering service to another living being. Right? Just like we see that everyone is serving someone. There's no one is not serving anyone. All right? That's natural. So a living being serves other living beings in various capacity. By doing so, the living being and the living entities enjoys life. Okay? Say like a man, he works so hard. He struggle, he slog. He come back and he buy some, he buy the food stuff and come back home, and the wife cooks it, and the whole family sits and eats, right? So that he feel that all the thing that he sacrificed that he's going through is worth it, So he works so hard to serve his family. So that means, in other words, by doing so, a person is enjoying life by serving others. The lower animals serve human being, all right? Just like a cow, buffalo serves human being. As servant serves their master. A serves B master, B serves C master, and C serves D master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend, the mother serves the son, the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching in this spirit, it will be seen that there's no exception in the society of living being to the activity of service. All right. So that means if we really sit and do research, there's no society out there that don't serve each other. A politician presents his manifesto. All right. Like what happened like recently, that election come, they give the manifesto. We take care everybody, all these things for the public to convince them of his capacity for service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable vote, thinking that he will render valuable service to the society. The shopkeeper serves the customer, and the artisan serves the capitalist serves the family, and the family serves the state in the terms of eternal capacity, right, of the eternal living being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living beings. Therefore, we can safely conclude that service is the constant companion of the living being, and that the rendering of service is the eternal religion of the living being. All right, let's look at chapter 16, the divine and the demoniac nature. All right. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam sattva shamshuddhir jnana yoga vyavastitihi danang damascha yaknascha svadhyayastapa arjavam ahimsa satyam akrodas tyaga shantir apaishunam daya bhuteshvaloluptvam mardavam hirir achapalam teja shamadritir shaucham adroho nati manita bhavanti sampadang daivim abhijatasya bharata. What he says? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, okay, Abhayam. Abhaya means fearless. Sattva, purification of one's existence. All right. Sham Shuddhir, Jnana Yoga, Jnana. All right. So that means purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, ahimsa, truthfulness, freedom from anger, akrodha, renunciation, tyaga, tranquility, aversion of fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, son of Bharata, belong to the godly man endowed with divine nature. So these are the qualities that usually is by the one who are in divine nature.
But Prabhu, I always wonder whenever we have the Gita Gyan class, like how did actually Bhagwan Sri Krishna told the whole Bhagavad Gita to Arjun just 45
Come to your mic, I can't hear you.
Like how did actually Sri Krishna Paramatma told the whole Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu, in just 45 minutes to Arjun? How is it possible, Prabhu? It's
How is
like,
it possible?
oh my God.
How is it possible that Krishna show the entire universal form in few seconds?
Yes, Prabhu. It's really like, oh my God.
That is
Amazing,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Krishna is amazing. That's why I say some things of him amazing, some things of him wonderful, you know. So that is what they call that is what Krishna is all about. There are people in India, they chant the entire Bhagavad Gita as their daily prayer. Do you know that?
Oh my God,
Right?
really, Prabhu?
Yes. And they chant roughly around 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. So when you are chanting this prayer every single day, first thing you wake up in the morning, you just recite the entire Bhagavad Gita. As you go on, that you can eventually, because that particular people who the Brahmanas, they chant the entire Bhagavad Gita in 45 minutes to 1 hour, and they're doing it every day. All right. Okay. Now let's look at this. So what is that godly man endowed with? Okay, what is the mean? Godly man, we endowed with divine nature. That means we're the person who are fearless. When we'll be fearless? When we start to believe that we are not this body. All right. When we are so convinced about the power of Maha Mantra, when we start to read Bhagavad Gita and we know that Krishna is there, because we believe, we have faith in that Krishna's promise. I carry what you lack, and I reserve what you have. All right. I carry what you lack and I preserve what you have. At the same time, there's also says that if Krishna wants to kill you, no one can protect you. If Krishna wants to protect you, no one can kill you. When we are start to have that kind of thing, we will be fearless. Then purification of one's existence. So that means when we start to practice bhakti, how we do, or how we start to perform the purifications of one existence is by, then what happened? We are start to engaging in the bhakti, and we start to stop these we follow the 4 regulatory principle. No meat eating, including fish and egg, no intoxication. Okay, no meat eating, including fish, egg, onion and garlic. No intoxication, including coffee and tea. No gambling, any sort of gambling, including KTM, Kuda, Toto, Magnum, right? And no illicit sex. Illicit sex means outside marriage and also inside marriage. So there's a lot of detail. So no to all these things. So when we start to practice that, when we chant to start Hare Krishna, of course, initially we don't encourage you to start that. We ask you to chant Hare Krishna first until you get a higher taste. All this comes to you naturally. So that's when you fearless. Second is you start to purify your existence. Then after that, what do you do? Cultivate your spiritual knowledge. Like you all are sitting here studying Bhagavad Gita. And of course, future, I believe that you all will go into Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charita. There's so much of books, right? So when we have more and more classes, you just definitely would like to come forward to do this, right? And of course, you like to do charity. Charity means like giving away Bhagavad Gita, right? Distributing Bhagavad Gita. Or whatever X amount that you have, you just give a small amount to the propagating of Krishna conscious movement, right? Self-control. I mean, the person who are not agitated, he never get agitated. When the non-agitation will start, when we start to again believe that I am not his body and I'm an eternal servant of Krishna and I will never get carried away. You know, despite all these things around the world, it looks so attractive. Okay, looks so attractive. I remember once there was a brahmachari, was a very senior, very senior devotee. He used to ask me, Prabhu, how to use when the smartphone was introduced. He asked me, Prabhu, how to use this, how to use it. Then I told Prabhu, you know what? He said, yes, you are getting attached to your phone. This doesn't fit you. You do not need to know all this. He got a shock when I told him that. No, I just know how to use send WhatsApp message. Check your like social media. You want to post something about your things about Facebook. How to use YouTube. How to call and answer. It's enough, lah. Why you want to go and learn something which is not necessary, right? So, despite so much of attraction in this world, you are still under self-control.
True, Prabhu.
Alright?
I agree with you because when I started, like, how, I asked my lecturer before I started to use Facebook and Instagram. Prabhu. Before that, I used only the YouTube, WhatsApp, simple one that my mom used also. So Facebook and Instagram, I was scared because it's like it's very open social media, right? Like open with the world. So I asked my lecturer, he said just open and use because you must understand you sometimes there is classes where lecturer will ask you to come on Facebook Live. You must have a Facebook account.
Yeah, but that is okay. You are a student, but we are talking about those who have in the perform. No, not in that in the idea of renunciation, right? People are brahmachari means they are semi-renounced. All right. 9, self-control, performance of sacrifice. All right. They perform sacrifice. How we perform sacrifice? By chanting the holy name. Because the Kali Yuga sacrifice is chanting the holy name. Then study of the Vedas. Austerity. Austerity means you wake up early in the morning and do your japa, do your mangalarti. It's all little. Or on Ekadasi day you fast. Simplicity. That means you start to live a simple life. Simple living, higher thinking. Then non-violence. All right. You start to see every living entity as part and parcel of Krishna. Truthfulness, right? Truthfulness means because you know that you don't expect any result. Like chapter 3 Karma Yoga, what Krishna says, don't expect anything, just do your job. So when you don't have any expectation, so you do not need to pretend, you do not need to beat around the bush, you do not need to like act, or you do not. So sometimes when you say, okay, I need some favor from you, and the person says, I'm the most, when they start to, sometimes we need to tell lie, sir. So we do not, once we do not expect anything, we just perform our duty. So we just don't care. So that means we are being truthful. All right. Freedom from anger, akrodha, anger. All right. When the anger will arise, when there's attachment. So that means I know I will never get attached to anything. So that means there's no anger. Renunciation. That means I am not attached to all these things. Tranquility, steadiness, aversion from fault finding. You don't find any fault because you start to understand everyone in Kali Yuga have some fault and everyone is struggling. This ISKCON Hare Krishna is like a medical, like a hospital. Everyone is coming with all varieties of disease, right? Everyone is struggling. So you understand that, right? So you don't find fault. Compassion for all living entities, right? So you start to see, that means you just like to walk on the street and you don't simply like to walk, but you like to chant Hare Krishna. When you walk, like, like what Sri Ram was telling, he went to the lake garden. If only if he walked with his mother and chant Hare Krishna, there's so many living entities might have got liberated. Anyway, freedom from covetousness. You know what does this mean? That means covetousness means is the one that the feeling of having strong desire for other things that belongs to others. That means you have got a strong desire, all right, for things that other people have. So when you see other people have that, you like to have that, right? This is something which is really no good. Okay. Say like the guy got a car, I want that car. All right. So something like that. Okay. Gentleness, you'll be very gentle, you'll be modest, you steady in determination. That means you're very determined. Vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, all freedom from envy. All right. Cleanliness, that means you bathe 3 times a day. You have freedom from envy. Envious is the number one thing, enviousness is the most dangerous thing. When a person is so envy, he will go to the level, even try to like charm you, create some black magics and all these kind of things. When people are really envy of you, jealousy is different, envy is different. All right. So that's why he says that those people are very envious by nature. These are the people who will take birth as a snake in next birth. All right. So freedom from envy and from passion for honor. So that means I don't care whether people praise me or people spit on me. I just go on. These are the qualities that godly men endowed with divine nature. Okay. So now let's look at this. All right. So now when you look at this, okay, quality, fearlessness. Fearlessness we call abhayam. So we got 4 varna ashram. Right. So abhayam is the one who are in sannyas. All right. What is the comment? Complete dependence on Lord's mercy. So they are totally what they call renounced. That means they don't have anything. All right. They only depend. They do not even need to worry about what's going to be my next meal and where is going to be my next shelter. All right. So purification of one's existence is also sannyasi. Strictly following rules and regulation, especially forbidden intimate association with women. Okay. Cultivation of knowledge. What is varna and ashrama? Varna means the 4 division of spiritual. That means we talk about brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasi. So that means, in other words, when we talk about brahmachari is a student life, grihastha means married life, vanaprastha means retired life, sannyasi means renounce. They give up everything. And second is ashrama. Ashrama means ashrama means sannyasi and all these things. Varna means the occupational duty. Okay, like for instance, start from Brahmana, second is Kshatriya, third is Vaishya, the business mercantile, and the last is Shudra. Okay, so now, so the fearlessness is, you can see it in sannyas, sannyas ashram, they are completely depend on Lord's mercy. Purification of one's existence also by sannyasi, strictly following the rules and regulation. Cultivation of knowledge is also by sannyasa, give knowledge to the householders. The householders mean grahastha. So they go on teaching people. And who does the charity? Grahastha, the married people with the family. They are the one need to do it, charity. Why? In the mode of goodness, right place, time, and person. Okay, because they must, when they are so much engaged in family life, they also must have some commitment towards spiritual life. But as a grahastha, as a married man, he got commitment to his wife and children. He can't come forward sometimes to do seva and everything. So he just perform the service through giving charity to run the show.
Actually, doing charity, Prabhu, is very fulfilling our heart. I felt that because when Adi Amavasa time, once we did provide annadana for people, so it gave a sense of like, wow, like how to say, like
So what
satisfaction.
annadana you gave? Where did you give?
We just gave bihun goreng only, Prabhu. Simple breakfast only.
But if you have taken an offer to Krishna and give as prasadam, you might have felt double wow.
True, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. Now, so self-control. Self-control is already, especially must be done by the grahastha. All right. Why self-control? Because they should regulate their sex life. All right. Their sex life should be used for propagating Krishna conscious children, not simply whimsically as they like. Sacrifice is by Grihastha. Sankirtan Yagya for the age. Vedic studies, the brahmacharis. Engagement of the mind in the study of the Vedic literature. Okay. Who have to perform austerity? Everyone. All in that. That means it's mentioned in chapter 17, body, mind, tongue. Okay. Simplicity, all simple and straightforward life. Non-violence, not checking progress other life. Okay. Of any living entity. That means not checking progress. It means that means you do not kill any kind of animal or eat any kind of animal whereby you are checking their progress. Truthfulness by all, not distort the truth for some personal interest. Example, misinterpret Bhagavad Gita. Freedom from anger. Everyone has to practice that. Even all three provocation. If even there is a provocation, one should be tolerant. Anger is a product of passion and lust. Renunciation, everybody use things properly in Krishna conscious service. Okay. Tranquility by all, peaceful and equipoised. So aversion to fault finding, all this by everyone. No unnecessary fault finding. Compassion for all living entities. Give spiritual knowledge. Prasadam, books and holy name. So that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, Sriram. Sriram, right? Your name?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
So you have to give prasadam, not simply annadanam. Annadanam doesn't make anything. You just satisfy their hunger. But if you just
Yeah.
offer that and offer to Krishna is prasadam. All right.
Yeah.
Freedom from covetousness, that means covetousness, greedy, charity and renunciation. So we shouldn't be greedy. Gentleness, friendliness to all living entities. Modesty, do not perform abominable activities and be very modest. Okay. Steady determination, all not agitated or frustrated in this effort regardless of failure. Sometimes when we perform, sometimes when you want to try to do something, when it goes failure, we shouldn't get agitated or frustrated. Vigor. Vigor means health, power, strength. All right, is by Kshatriya or the warriors, able to give protection to those in need. So the forgiveness by all, especially Kshatriya, forgive minor offense of others when one is able to curb down his enemies. Fortitude by all, mental and emotional strength. Cleanliness by all, especially Vaishya. Vaishya, they mean the business people, they always must learn how to be clean. Do you see that businessmen are always sometimes very dirty? All right. Because I've been a businessman before. Sometimes we bake in the morning and until night, we have no time. We go come back at night, we bathe. So that means to keep cleanliness, especially Vaishya, is important. Internal, mind and heart. External, body and dealing with others. Sometimes when we start to make good money, sometimes we were invited to go for party. You know, sometimes when we want to meet some big tauke, we go to that big hotel and there'll be some nice wine and there'll be some, that girls will be standing. You know, all these you have to be very control, cleanliness. All right. So internal and external. Freedom from envy, all, not resentful to others. Freedom from the passion for honor, especially the Shudras. When you see the Shudras or the people who are in the servant down, they always want this kind of honor. So they must have this, especially the Shudras. Okay, must respect others. One should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige honor, but remain in one's own status. All right, let's look at 16.4. Dambodarpo bimanascha krodha parushyam evacha anyanam cha bijatasya partha sampadam asurim. Those pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those in demoniac nature. Okay? This is what belongs to this nature. That means who? Those who have so much of pride. You know, who am I? Pride. And they are very arrogant. Conceit. That means they have, they keep, they are very vengeful, right? Anger. Harshness. That means they cannot speak nicely. They will be very harsh. And those in ignorance. These qualities are naturally those of the nature of the demons. 16.5. Daivi sampad vimokshaya nibandaya suri mata mashucha sampadang daivim abhijatosi pandava. The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation. What is the transcendental quality? Just the qualities we read. Whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with divine qualities. So that means when we look at these four things, we see two. So this is the qualities of transcendental qualities. These are conducive to go back home, back to God. But those who are demoniac, like pride, anger, and they are so like thinks they are hell of a great, and all these things is not conducive. Okay, their nature is to be bondaged. That means you're still going to continue your bond. You're going to still get stuck. Huh? Okay. 16.6. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Dvau Bhuta Sargalokesmin Daivasura Evacha Daivo Vistarasha Prokta Asurang Partame Shrinu. O son of Pritha, in this world, there are two kinds of created being. Okay. One is called divine and another is called demoniac. So there's only two, like Chinese say yin and yang, good and bad. So that means there are two kinds of created things. One is divine in nature, second is demoniac by nature. I have already explained to you all length of divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demoniac. So now Krishna is going to speak what is that demoniac nature. Okay. 16.7. Pravritim cha nivirtim cha jana na vidur asura na shaucham na pichacharo na satyang teshu vidyate na shaucham. Na means no. Shaucham means cleanliness, or in Malay, suci, right? Then na satyam. That means they don't keep to their promise. So that means, in other words, those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Okay. So that means you can't find any kind of, that means they are not clean, they are not properly behaved, and they are not truth. You can't find all these qualities in them. Okay. Now, 13 to 15. Text 13 to 15. Idam madhya maya labdam emang prapshe manoratam idam astidam api me bhavishyati punardanam asau maya hata shatru hanishe chaparan api ishvaroham ahang bogi siddhohang balavan sukhi adyo bijanavan asmi konyosti sadrisho maya yakshe dashyami modishya ityajnana vimohitaha. Okay, now let's look at it. It's going to be very interesting. Oops. Okay, now the demonic person thinks, how the demon thinks, so much wealth I have today. I have so much of wealth, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. All right, can you click this? See, whenever you see some people who have a lot of money, the way they act as though they have everything. All right, because that's very natural. When they start to have money and power, they will think, I am the Lord. When I start to make my first million, when I start to make my first million at the age of 27, whenever I drive, you know what happened? I had a strong passion for cars. All right, I got a strong passion for cars. So what I will do, when I drive, I see one car at the side, purchasable. You understand? I drive. Suddenly I see one building for sale. Purchasable. All right. Then I see this car, purchasable. And when I went and got my first Mercedes, I just went there. I saw that when I start to think back, that's why Krishna gave me a tight slap. He said, get out of this. It is very normal. Right? I am the Lord. So wherever I go, people, whenever I go for seminar meetings or go and this, I just go and simply put the thing and just throw the key to the valet driver. And the fellow just put my car. It's so much of arrogance, extreme arrogance, right? And of course, some of my cousins are still like that because I came from a business family. My cousins are all multi-millionaires, right? When I went to India, Madurai, went with my uncle. My uncle was telling, can you see the building? Yes, that's mine, huh? Can you see that building? That's mine. Can you see this building? Mine, 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 mine. I'm free. Filthy rich, all right? So they see, I am the Lord of everything. And that's the thing they used to say, I am the Lord. When people do not respect them, when people do not honor them, and the worst thing, when they give you an invitation, right? I'm having some program. No matter what, you have to go and attend the program as a respect. Why? I'll show you now after this. So I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. When someone like this give you an invitation, we have to attend, right? If you don't attend, what will happen? They start to think, oh, you don't come for my program. Oh, okay, you don't come for my this thing. Huh? In fact, they can be very, ask you, and they speak you. I mean, they can speak very openly, right? Why you didn't come for my program? Okay, next time I won't call you. And sometimes just to show off that this is my relation. So like this. So that means I'm the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifice. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. When now, at that time, I was so heartbroken. Why this thing happened to me? But later I start to realize why. This arrangement by Krishna. Right? This is the people who are deluded by ignorance. Okay?
I know,
So,
Prabhu. Krishna wanted you to be with us. That's why he wanted you to be here for us.
maybe lah. But that time I was cursing Krishna, you know. I was telling I shouldn't have prayed to you, like I should have prayed to somebody else. You know, I was grumbling. Why Krishna? You know, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? And Krishna says, you'll find out yourself. But now, as I start to read Bhagavad Gita by myself, I start to realize, yes, some of the characters I had. That's why Krishna says, if you surrender to him and Krishna favors you, you know, what he promises, he carry what you have and he preserve what you lack. So he says that when you are lack of this kind of character, so Krishna just prepared anyway. So don't worry, Krishna doesn't do this to everyone. But like I think that day someone asked me, if I put Krishna in the house, I pray to Krishna, does Krishna take away all my properties? You know, they said, oh, you cannot pray to Krishna. When you pray to Krishna, Krishna will sup whack, or you know, you will be playing that flute. He blow away, you know, he just suck all the properties. You know, everything will be taken by him. But then I told her, Krishna don't suck, he blows the flute. Maybe blow away your property, right? So if that's the thing, then people in Gujarat, they have the like Ambani, you know, richest man in India. He prays in Tata also, Tata Birla. They all have their own Krishna temple, and all of them pray to Krishna. Looks like Krishna doesn't blow anything away from you, all right? So anyway, let's look at 19 and 20. What will happen? Tan ahang dvishata kruran shangshareshu naradaman Shepamya Jashram Ashuban Ashureshve Asurishveva Yonishu Ashurim Yonim Apanna Muda Janmani Mam Apraiva Kaunteya Tato Yantya Damangatim. Let's look at this. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men. So what we understand, when we see envious people, when we see mischievous people, we just avoid them. Because what we can understand, they are lowest among men. And Krishna says, I perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demonic life, O son of Kunti, such person can never approach me. gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So look at this. This is the thing that you can find in one of that island, Nicobar, Andaman, right? Andaman, Nicobar. There's one particular island that Indian government banned. Nobody can go there because they got the most craziest, most what they call most violent people, Aborigine. They kill everything. They eat you up. Okay. So this is the thing.
Yeah,
So
Prabhu, I heard they eat human
yes.
also, right?
Yeah. So when a person is so envious and mischievous, they take birth among them. So after they take birth among them and slowly they sleep in, they slowly come down to this abominable activity that is the repeated birth and death among animals. Right? It is not scary to go to hell. It is so scary to be born in that animal life. It is so terrible. Okay. So so that means gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Okay. Now 21. What Krishna says here? 20. Okay. Shall we take a short break? I think today we're going to finish fast. Just 24 slides. Oops, sorry. Do you want a break or shall we continue?
Let's continue, Prabhu.
Because this is a very short topic. Let me see how many verses.
Few verses only, 25, 30
Yeah.
verses.
Yeah, okay, never mind. So we continue because today will be a record. We finish very early. Anyway, what is 21? Krishna says, Trividdam naraka shedam naraka. Naraka means hell. Trividdam naraka shedam dvaram nashanam atmana kama krodas tata lobas tasmat etatrayam tyajit. What Krishna says here. There are 3 gates leading to hell. Okay. This we also call as a 3 royal route to hell. Okay. That is lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man, what is sane man means? Everyone who can think, who are not insane. That means orang waras. In Malay, we call orang waras. Huh? All right. Every sane man should give this up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. So we are getting degraded if we are entangled or we are stuck in this kind of thing. And what are they? Lust. Right? Lust means what? So what many people think, oh, lust means is like lust over woman, no lust over sex. It's not that. It's also that part of the lust. But the lust means uncontrolled desire. Right? I am dying to have a car. I want to have my Mercedes Benz. I work so day and night. That's called lust. Uncontrolled desire. Right? That you're willing to go extra mile for it. Even you're willing to kill for it. Right? That's thing, lust. Second is anger. First, you start with lust. Then you can't get it, what will happen? All right. If you can't get it, what do you become? The anger will come. So what happened to the anger? See, anger is something that we should always must think people will kill. All right. When I was young, when I was around early 20s, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Early 20s. What I did, I was joined this devotee in went to this preaching in this what do you call prison preaching. All right, went to the prison, Kajang prison, when this just started. So when we went to the prison to preach, so first time we went, so we saw all the inmates came, sat down. No, we are giving some counseling to the inmates, and of course, what we think, inmates, all staying in Kajang prison, because there's a time that they shut down Pudu and they went to Kajang. And they thought, oh, okay, Kajang. Then, okay, so we just, we just go and go to that prison to check it out. So we went. So after we went, and they all came, and and there's one devotee called Mahavaraha Prabhu. And second was Siva Chaitanya, and me, 3 of us went. So we went to that place, then we were waiting, then suddenly then Mahavaraha Prabhu started to speak. Mahavaraha Prabhu is a personal servant of Jayapataka Swami now. So he was talking. Well, that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, of course, because we don't know what to talk to the prisoners. Okay. And he was like looking for ways to start the conversation. So while he was talking, there's all were listening very carefully, and there's one guy was crying. And suddenly, there's one man with a long beard. A man with a long beard suddenly raised his hand. Said, then he said, yes, can I ask a question? And we said, yeah, what was your question? Please ask. Right? What was your question? So the first question is, well, according to what we have learned here, okay, whatever that we have learned now, Srila Prabhupada speak like this, right? He speak like on this topic, on this. And in my opinion, I understand like this. Example, I forgot the question. So when he said, Srila Prabhupada asked the question like this. And after that, I understand like this. So now, is my understanding correct and tally with the understandings of Srila Prabhupada? He asked a very high standard question. When he asked that question, Mahavaraha Prabhu, Sivacha, and I, three of us were shocked. We never expected this kind of question from a prisoner. Okay, we were shocked. I said, then we were like, then Mahavaraha went into philosophical. Then he went straight into that serious matter, and he started to give talk on Krishna, relationship, a human being and all this. That's when the talk became very serious. After that talk, then he asked a question. No, like this. He asked a fantastic question. After all the things done, I cannot keep quiet. I asked him, well, you look like very intellectual person. What made you ended up in this prison? What made you ended up in this prison? Right? And you know what? He said, well, he said in Tamil, Manidan Sulnalai Kaidi. Or in English translation, he says, men are victim of circumstances. So what happened? What he did, he was with his friends and everything. Suddenly a guy who are very envious of him said something bad about his mother or about his wife or somebody. He started to use some vulgar words and everything. And sudden surge of anger, suddenly became so angry, he cannot tahan. He went and gave him a Thai slap. Pyang! One Thai slap. And that one Thai slap killed him. Just one Thai slap. After the slap, he just dropped it. Right? So then he was arrested. Murder without intention. He was charged under murder without intention. And he was sentenced to 7 or 8 years, 12 years in prison, imprisonment. Just imagine. Even a person who are very highly educated, highly knowledgeable, right? Highly qualified. If that person cannot control his temper, right? Cannot control his temper, that will eventually take him to hell. Before the person goes to hell, he will stay in hell in this world. Like what happened to this guy who ended up in prison, right? So the anger is something that we have to really consider of controlling it. And what Krishna says here, Kama Krodha. Krodha means what? Uncontrolled anger. Krodham. The anger that can destroy. Okay. This anger also can cause sudden heart attack. This anger can cause sudden stroke. You know, sudden, you become so angry like Narashva. So just imagine. So, but those people who are very moody, how are they going to control their anger? Krodha, how are they going to control it? They will only can start to control when they start to understand themselves. That all of us are in the hands of the puppeteer. Remember the three modes of material nature? We are all under the hands of the puppeteer. We are just moving in that puppets. Okay. We are all affected by we are not the doer. When you read Bhagavad Gita, I think, yeah, 15, 14 or something like that, you see, we are not the doer. All right? We are simply acting according to the mode of nature that we have acquired. Okay? So, but in other words, when you see in a normal term, we call it is something which is unfair. How can that be? This is something totally unfair. Yes, but when we are in ignorance, we start to say, yes, everything that happened around us is unfair. Everything is unfair. Right? But
But actually, Prabhu, life was unfair for Krishna also, Prabhu.
no. Krishna's life was never unfair to anyone. Krishna's life was perfect. Because of that, only we get the stories. That was
Yeah,
the arrangement by Yoga Maya. But let's reflect on our life. Our life is everything is unfair. All right. We are born in this particular part of the world, and we feel that we are not respected. But what happened when we born in our native land? We will even struggle. Okay. And the mind that has been following us all this while for time immemorial, the mind that was with us for millions of births, was never your friend. He's always tried to go against you. Always try to what they call stick you into into trouble. All right. So the mind was not there. So that means, in other words, so we understand that we are not the doer, we are this thing. So therefore, the one and only people who are in, especially the spiritual people, are the most sober people. But you can argue with me, yeah, but there's so many people are becoming terrorists in the name of God. Right? Yes or not? They become terrorists in the name of God. Their anger, krodha is extremely, until they can kill, they can blast things off. Right? They can kill, like what happened in Bangladesh. They can, the day there's one idiot, I told him not to send this kind of gory photos he sent to me. The one old couple was walking, suddenly the old villager came and killed them just by hitting them with wood. Whack, hit, and kill them. So terrible. So now, how are we going to compare that? There's so many people out there saying spiritual people are the most craziest people, right? Because they cannot come into one understanding. They cannot come to one understanding. They state, oh, this flow is wrong, this flow is wrong, or because of that, I can kill you can kill me, my God, your God, all these kind of things. So what is that understanding? Example, when a person who try to control their senses artificially, like yogis, they go to the jungle, forest, they try to control their mind, they try to control the senses, they stay away, far away, and they're doing mystic meditation. That's why when you see their face, they don't have a divine look. They look very angry. Why? Because they're so frustrated, control the anger. All right, and control the mind, control the senses. So when we are not engaging our life in the service of Krishna, when we are not engaging ourselves in the service of Krishna, we can never achieve satisfaction. All right? We can never achieve satisfaction. Because what we are doing is we are engaging all our senses for the service of the Lord. We are using our eyes to see the beautiful form of the Lord. We are utilizing our nose to smell the beautiful fragrance, the flower offered to the Lord. The tongue, we are engaging it to taste the nectar of prasadam offered to the Lord. The ears, we are engaging to listen to Krishna's story, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, right? So, and the hand and leg, we are using it for preparing food. That means we are fully engaging. So when we are fully engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, what happened? We become extremely happy. We become extremely sober. Even someone come and spit at your face, you can just simply tolerate and just go on. So even by being a spiritualist, but when you don't practice bhakti yoga, you can never achieve freedom from lust, freedom from anger, and freedom from greed. No, you can never escape this. All right, it is always like that. So we have to be very, very careful. So that means, what is the best way of practice? Sometimes when you sit and meditate, Okay. I used to advise people who are very depressed not to meditate. Okay. When a person who are very depressed, a person who are very like going through so much of trauma, trouble in life, don't meditate. Why? Because when you meditate, you can never think about anything else except your mind, except your problem. So through that meditation, what happened? You're going to intensify your trouble. You're going to seep your problem into your subconscious mind. Once that problem gets into your subconscious mind, it becomes your second nature. No? It becomes your second nature. So once that problem becomes your second nature, you're going to live life full of frustration. Right? You cannot see happy things. Sometimes when people love to see when they want to go for a movie, what are the movies they love to watch? Just take about 10 movies that have been produced in this world. 10 movies. Right? I can say at least 80% of the movie, they must have element of fight and sentiment and cry. Think about it. Only 20% can be some jokes. Even when you take one movie example, okay, say like one Tamil movie you take, in Tamil movie you watch. Right? In that movie, what happened? There will be some kind of burning desire. A boy and girl want to get married, and the whole world going to go against him. You see so much of anger, fight. Then after that, the girl go in there, they can see so much of cry, anguish. Do you all agree with me?
Yes, Prabhu, true.
So the movie, when they talk about sadness, cry, like torture, like all these kind of movies will be very successful. Okay, like this kind of movies that you see that going to be entirely comedy, there'll be one or two movies. All right, nobody dares to take 100% comedy movie because it doesn't run. So that is our nature, because all of us have naturally have intensified, have made our pain has seeped into our subconscious mind. So since the things all has gone into your subconscious mind, the being frustrated, being angry, being sad has become your nature. So that's the thing. So all these things is the one that definitely will lead you to hell, the royal route to hell. All right. Lust, greed, and anger. So we should be able, and now say you have lust, you have greed, you have anger. Okay. But from now onwards, I'm going to give it up. That is going to be superficial. That's going to be very artificial. So this kind of habits and characters has to be given up naturally. Okay. How are we going to give up? Just by engaging ourselves in Krishna consciousness. Or we can engage our feelings for Krishna. I got a lust, so I applied for the service of Krishna. I've got a greed, I do it for the sake of Krishna. I have anger, I do it for the sake of Krishna. Right? Many years ago, that Prabhu just recently passed away. He's the founder of Hare Krishna TV. He was a thief. He's a very he's a prophet. He's what they call he's a pickpocketer. Every time he do pickpocket, he'll be like caught and he'll be thrown into the prison. He stays in lockup for 1 week. He come out, he go and rob again. He go. That is his life, like robbing and getting into prison. So one day, what happened? He went to the prison and he saw a magazine, Back to Godhead magazine. Okay. In that magazine, at the back of the magazine is Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was wearing a Rolex watch. He was using a Rolex watch. A devotee gave him, he just simply take and wear it. Of course, he was having a Rolex watch. After he saw that Rolex watch, he wanted to rob Prabhupada. So after he came out, he straight away went to Mayapur. And immediately he went and told the devotees there, I want to become a full-time devotee. And they say, yeah, we need a lot of people, manpower, you come in full-time. So when he became a full-time devotee, because his goal is to rob Prabhupada's Rolex. So one day, what happened? One day, he was trying to rob, he would try to this thing. Then he had a problem. The problem is he cannot sleep at night because he's a thief. The thief doesn't sleep at night. Every night he stay awake. Number one. And he'll be like roaming around that place. So he was roaming around. He cannot stand in one place. He's a thief. And the supervisor used to tell him, hey, you better go and sleep. Until one day he cannot take it. He went and complained to Prabhupada. Right? He went and told Prabhupada. So he went and told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, this guy is very weird. He cannot sleep at night. Every night he's just wake up, wake around, he takes the things back and put here and there. He's very suspicious. And Prabhupada just looked at him and said, you cannot sleep at night? No, Prabhupada. Okay. So since you cannot sleep at night, okay, you'd like to do some seva? I say, yes. There's so many rogues and thieves are trying to attack us at night. Because that time near Bangladesh, all the Bangladesh Muslims used to attack at night. So, since you don't like to sleep at night, would you like to stay awake and protect the temple at night? And he says, okay, Prabhupada. Yes, Prabhupada. All right. So, since you cannot sleep at night, you engage your sleepless night service of Krishna by protecting the temple at night. And he said, okay. And he just got up and says, hey, wait, hold on, come back. He said, yes, Prabhupada. He took off his Rolex watch and gave it to him. You can have this. Can you imagine how Prabhupada? And he got a shock of his life. And he immediately fell at his feet and says, Prabhupada, the real reason I came here to rob this watch from you. It's okay. You can have that watch. Can you imagine? Prabhupada gave away his Rolex watch just like that. Now take it. That is what sannyas. So he gave that watch to him. And he says, now you engage. And eventually he started to found this Hare Krishna TV. All right. And of course, recently, just I think a week ago, he left his body. Okay. So like that. So that is how we engage even our negative attitude or positive attitude in the service of Krishna. All right. So let's look at 23. Oh, there are a lot of questions here. Ambitious, feeling, wanting success. Number 2, what does Bhagavad Gita says about the world? Okay, we discuss this later. 1623. What Krishna says here. Ya Shastra Vidyam Utsrijya Vartate Kamakarata Nasa Siddhing Avapnoti Nasukam Na Parangatim. He who discards scriptural injunction, the guy who put away that scripture and act according to his own whims, that means he act according to his own belief system, attains neither perfection nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. You have seen, right? People who don't care, I don't care about this, this is my life. As long I'm good, as long I'm doing good according to my conscience. Manasachi tauda mari na nalladhu seyren. All these kind of things. These are the people don't attain perfection, no happiness, and at the same time, not to supreme destination. So now when you look at this, you see this thing, illicit sex, right? Gambling, intoxication, and meat eating. All right. So what happened? So when you look at this illicit sex, by that, by illicit sex, you produce unwanted, you do the abortion. Abortion is considered a horrible sin. And of course, through the gambling and all this kind of drinking and all these things are basically like a time bomb. Can you see the atom bomb? Okay. All these habits are basically an atom bomb. If one thing explodes, everything is destroyed. Okay. These are the people who will never achieve the supreme destination. 24. Tasmat chastram paramanam te karya vyavastito nyatva shastra vidanoktam karma kartum iharhasi. One should therefore, now Krishna says, one should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty. We must understand that. We cannot act whimsically. We cannot say this is the duty and this is not the duty according to your own definition. We must understand we are not perfect. So we cannot come out with any kind of justification. So we should understand what is duty and what is not duty. By how? By the regulation of the scripture. Okay. Knowing such rules and regulation, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. So he must know what is duty, what is not duty. Then, and after that, knowing the regulation. Now you may be asking, oh, Prabhu, I think I cannot practice all these 4 regular principles. He said, it doesn't matter. But that's what Krishna says. Knowing such rules and regulation. Just get to know first. Yes, this is the restriction that you must follow. But currently you can't follow. You are going to take your time. You're going to chant Hare Krishna daily. You're going to read Bhagavad Gita. Eventually, you come to the level of purification that you will distinct. So one should act that he may gradually be elevated. Things doesn't happen overnight. All right. So let's look at this. In Satya Yuga, the first Yuga. Okay, I believe you all know what is Satya Yuga. The four distinct. In Satya Yuga, demons and demigods live in a different planet. All right, they lived in a different planet. In Treta Yuga, demons and demigods live in the same city, like Ayodhya and different cities, Ayodhya and Lanka. Okay. In Dwapara Yuga, demons and demigods live in the same family, like Mahabharat, Kaurava and Pandava, in the same family. But in Kali Yuga, the divine and demoniac qualities live in that same person. Every one of us has this quality of divinity and demoniac nature. So we should attempt to practice this formula, and by doing this reading and chanting daily, eventually you will, all that qualities, all that demoniac qualities will subside. Okay. So take the commitment, RDC formula. This RDC formula is such a powerful formula. It can really create a huge transformation in everyone's life. Read Bhagavad Gita, distribute Bhagavad Gita, and chant Hare Krishna. Okay. So let's start our Q&A. Oh, this is considered fast, huh? Because this is a very short chapter. And okay, now it's only in 10 feet. Okay. Shanti, yes. Yes, sir, hand raised. Shanti Samantha.
Prem.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Prem.
I had these 3 questions. I think it's relevant to everybody. Everybody will benefit from it. So I'm asking this question. So the first one is, you mentioned the word lust when you have excessive desire towards success and material achievements and all. So how, as a student and then as a working adult, and then you are already developed with that mindset that you have to achieve this from A to whatever marks in the college, and then you graduate, and then you have to achieve the goals in your job and all that, right?
Understand.
So then you have to also pay your bills and accumulate your wealth and get ready for your life. So when it comes to this, how would you what would you say about ambitious feeling of wanting success? How would you differentiate that from that lust, that desire that to be success, and what does the Gita say about this on what is the moderate way, or I want to get your insight. That's the first question.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Asked a nice question. Paying bill, having a simple life, having a house, having a car, having a peaceful life, you do not need to slog 24 hours a day. You do not need to set high goals and go for it. The last here, what I'm trying to say is, when people are becoming so extremely materialistic, just say, like, for instance, when a person can live a life within 10,000 ringgit salary, example, 5 to 10,000 ringgit salary, they can have a life. But people who are endeavoring to earn 50,000 to 100,000 salary, you understand what I mean? So for that reason, they need to slog. They need to work so hard. All right. And especially like, how should I say? Over endeavoring. That's supposed to be the word. Over endeavoring. Okay. So like going to school, getting your A's, that is your supposed to be your position. You're supposed to be the best in every attempt that you do. Okay, every attempt. So the desire is, of course, I want to be best in everything I do. But the thing is, I don't get attached to the result, because being attached to the result, it ends up in frustration. Okay. Then after that, okay. So being ambitious, okay, wanting success, it is different compared to like example, like what? How should I say it? You got a business, you start to create an empire of business, then you try to over endeavor. All right. Over endeavor. Like you want to start a business, like Ambani lah. He's got Reliance company. Now you want to open that company, this company. All these kind of over and that means he got an uncontrolled desire for success. So that first is success, but uncontrolled desire for fame, name, power. All right. You got it? Prema Manjari, right?
Prabhu, I have a personal opinion of this question because currently I have some situation in my family that's going on, but I don't want to mention people and all. I just want to tell my personal opinion for everyone. Like, for example, as a student, like, we have to be the best. Is like how Krishna told Arjuna, your duty as a Kshatriya, you must perform your duty as a Kshatriya, and you have to be the best in your duty. If we see
You say
Arjuna's
that.
life,
He did not say that you be the best.
try, like
He did not mention that. He said just do your duty. The
yes,
result
and
surrender
don't,
to me.
yeah, and don't, yeah. So that's the thing. As a student, that's how we can think about it. But as
Yeah.
a person who is going towards success, like in our career life, like பெரியவங்க இப்போது like our adults always say to us, like in Tamil they say, like விரலுக்கு தகுந்த வீக்கம் போல வாழணும். Like for example, like if our salary is 7,000 means we should buy house and have a car according to that, like not above the limit. So our expenses should be lower than our income, and also we should at least do devotional service to Krishna. That is what Krishna mentioned, so that we like how Bhagavad Gita say, we should at least have some portion from our income for Krishna, for God.
Yeah.
So that is something that we should do. Not like, okay, if I have 7,000 means I must buy a bungalow house and then pay a lot of loan.
That is different. That is different.
So
What you're saying
they're
is
not like that. Yeah, like
you are saying because Sriram is accountant student, so he's based on accountant.
yeah,
you earn
I'm based on
7,000.
accountant.
Yeah.
Like,
But
so we
but
have to
what I'm
live
saying
our life
is,
accordingly.
yeah, but example like what happened in those who are working in Singapore, crossing the border, okay, crossing the border to go to Singapore. So they are going to Singapore. They are working so hard, okay. Like for instance, they are dying. In other words, they are basically killing themselves for the sake of money.
Yeah, Prabhu.
So
I
many
agree.
people are dying for it. Say example, when I was there in Johor before, I've seen so many people who ride motorbike, and I say, what is the cause of accident? Ride motorbike and slap top, boom. Come back home at 10 o'clock and wake up at 4 o'clock and go back to work again. So this is what they call this kind of uncontrolled kind of thing. That means they are dying. They are dying for something, for the sake of that. Right? So that motivation to do that, it's we consider lust. Because lust is a very deep meaning. Anything that you cannot control your senses, all right? Because being a successful person, success is actually defined by individual, all right? Like I seen a person who earns 2,000 ringgit, and he inherited the house from his mother, from his parents. He earns 2,000 ringgit, married with one child, okay? He has a motorbike. He doesn't need to pay for his house. Wife is a housewife. And he findeth himself very successful. So the success is a definition of an individual.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like
Success
he is
is
living a
not,
peaceful life.
Yeah, success is not based on monetary. So he said, I say, why you think you are successful? He said, you know what? My house is there, mine. Okay, house I don't need to pay. I got one motorbike. I'm married with one child. I earn 2,000. I can still save around 700 a month. And I'm having a simple, beautiful life. I don't own a single cent. I don't owe anyone. What do you call? I don't owe anyone. I don't owe money to anyone. I don't owe bank. I don't have credit card. So that's the thing. So premanjari, right? So premanjari, all right? So what I'm saying is, so the success is basically is a definition of an individual. But what I say is, The success is like being ambitious. Okay, now read your question again. Ambitious, feeling, wanting success. How do differentiate from lust for success? So when you do things without expectation, yes, I know I have to be successful, but whether I'm successful or not, I just leave it to Krishna. That is called the real success. But when you think that success is only 100% going to be my effort and I'm going to work and I'm going to die for it, it is not advisable.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank
Are you
you.
satisfied with the answer?
Yes, that means you do your effort, you do give your 100%, and you have
Exactly.
faith in God, and the outcome will go according to His will. But you don't regret. You have already given your best, and the task is
Exactly.
completed. So that is
So
duty
see,
bound.
even you're going to say like, okay, I'm going to give the best. Is also still is expectation. What say example? Okay, now I'm going to do this. This is the plan. Okay, this is the
Okay.
plan, and this is going to be my game plan. This is what I'm going to do. But I am going to just simply do what I supposed to do, and whatever the outcome is all up to Krishna. See, so I just going to surrender the result to him. Whether it's going to be success or whether it's going to be a failure, it's all entirely Krishna's will.
So I shouldn't be emotionally attached. Or this is what I want. Or
Correct.
this I must get it. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. That's the first question. Thank you, Prabhuji. Can I ask the second and third question? That I have something. Can
Second one
I
is,
ask?
yeah, sure.
Uh,
Payback is the case. This the one, is it?
Yes, there's
Okay.
two phrase very popular. So I want to get your view
Okay.
or in terms of Bhagavad Gita.
Even
Alright.
to the others.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. What is the second?
The second one is the popular phrase which is payback is the case for revenge. When somebody
What is
is
it?
not happy, payback is the case for revenge.
Payback.
Pa-
Okay.
Yeah, payback. So I wanted your insight on is there anything that the Gita says what will happen to people with this kind of belief that they believe in this phrase. So there's two popular phrases. The first one is payback is the case for revenge. The second is justice will prevail.
That is a
Thank you.
justification of a weak person.
Oh, okay.
Example, if I'm a very weak person has been suppressed or deprived by a strong person, I know I cannot go for a wrist fight with him. And I know I cannot take him to the court. I cannot do all these things. Right? So what I'll do? I go look for a bomo and do G Boomba.
There's even a best-selling book, Prabhuji, in these two phrases. Payback is the
Yeah.
case for revenge and justice.
Because everybody is a victim in this world. Everybody have that victim mindset in this world because they think they are the doer.
And then
Like
if you
what
don't
happened
get
to
something,
Arjuna? Like what happened to Arjuna says, Arjuna felt victimized. He said, why I need to fight the war and kill my relations? He feels
So
he's
the-
a victim.
Mm.
So when you see the whole world is under the jurisdiction of being a victimization mentality, this kind of books will be the bestseller.
so a person to believe in the phrase and read those books the payback for revenge is that means they have been wronged in some way. So that's why they believe in such things.
No, see, bird of same feather flock together, right?
Bird of a feather flock.
Yes,
Bird of same feather flock together. So they create this kind of books so that people who are in that kind of mentality, yes, I am success, will create a revenge because that person want to revenge somebody. So they take the book and start reading. I mean, that's why these kind of things become a popular thing.
So it's under demonic, right, Prabhuji? In the Gita,
Oh,
it's
you're asking
demonic.
about that. Oh, you're asking about
Yes,
that. Oh,
yes,
thinking
yes. These two phrases in terms of Gita, yes.
Yeah, when you say Bhagavad Gita, I thought it's overall Bhagavad Gita. You talk about these. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'm so sorry.
Chapter.
Okay, about this chapter. Okay, yes. Feeling victimization, being and all this is, of course, all these are frustration, all these kind of things, which is also fall in the form of ignorance. So what is that? What is that quality of demons? Demonic mentality is what we read just now. One of the qualities
Anger.
ignorance.
It-
Did we saw that ignorance?
Yes. That means you are in the third, the ignorant the tamas rajas, the ignorant third one, right, Prabhuji?
No. Wait,
Not that
let
one.
me see. Okay. "13 and 15. What Krishna says. Can you read?
Mm, the demonic person thinks, so much wealth I have today, I will gain more according to my scheme. So much is mine now. It will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy. I have killed him. My other enemies will also be killed. I'm the lord of everything. I am enjoyer. I'm perfect, powerful, and happy. I'm the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful, and I'm happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some uh, charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
So that means what we understand? The
So, a
demoniac
person,
person.
yes.
So, okay, now let's see. Okay, let's mark this thing for understanding. So now the demoniac person, all right, and deluded by ignorance. Is there any link here?
Yes, the demonic person is the person in ignorance and they are
Exactly.
deluded.
So that means victimization is ignorance. So do they fall under demonic nature?
Yes, that means they're ignorant lah. They actually victimized. They're believing they're victimized. That's why they are having this
Correct.
demonic,
Correct.
the wrong belief.
Because they don't accept Krishna. They don't accept the teachings of Krishna, so they think that they are the doer. See, those who demonic nature do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done.
So they think
Okay.
they are right. That means what they feel. You hurt my feeling. That means you deserve some kind of
Yes.
punishment from me.
Correct. See, neither cleanliness nor proper behavior, nor truth found in them.
Right. So it's
Okay.
under demonic basically.
All right. So now let's look at this. So when a person is victimized, they fall under which category? Are they envious?
Yes.
Can you see the word envious here?
Yes. And
What is it? Those who are envious. Okay. So those who are envious means envious, and who are they? They are the lowest of
man.
among men. Right? Because when a person wants to do revenge, when they start to see a person fall and the person going to rejoice his suffering because he have done something to me, he's envious. Yes,
Being happy that somebody is falling, you hurt somebody, you're happy
yeah.
that you have
So
taken.
is that enviousness?
Yes.
So what? Okay, what is enviousness?
Like iri hatti la, like I
Yeah, of
envy you.
course, like iri hati, yes, but enviousness means jealousy with anger.
Anger. Yes, envy and
Anger
anger.
and jealousy, anger and jealousy combined.
Is it same like vengeance, Prabhu?
Yes,
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Vengeance வந்து revenge.
not the same, Prabhuji. Envious, anger,
Vengeance.
and then you want to revenge. The reason for that is because you're envious and anger. You're envious and then you're angry with what happened to you.
Envious. Okay, now let me get this thing. Okay. Envious means
Angry and
envious meaning. All right, means feeling or showing envy. All right, okay, now they're not giving the examples. Translation more definition. Not giving any explanation. Adjective, envious, feeling or showing envy. Okay, envy means
envy is like extreme
Envious
anger,
can
like
be
towards the person. They feel
envy
jealous.
means to feel resentful and unhappy because someone else possesses or has achieved what one wishes oneself to possess or have to achieve. Okay. So, okay, is it envy is same as jealousy? One might almost say that these two words are used as if they were interchangeable. The words are scarcely synonyms. However, envy means discontented longing for someone else's advantage. Jealousy means unpleasant suspicion or apprehension of rivalship. That means you and I are doing same thing. When I do it and you can't do it, I'm jealous. If I'm envy means I start to hate seeing you having a good life.
Extreme level, envy.
Extreme level. So the envy means the first you become envy, but after that the envy becomes when the envy takes form. Envy takes form because of when the anger comes in also. See, when I done something to me, they did this thing. The person who have done so much of bad things to me, and now seeing them, successful, and I'm just in my heart, I was thinking, one day you're going to get it. What is it? What is it? Payback. Payback. The word you use, payback. Right? One day I'm going to see you fall, and when I see you fall, you know what's going to be my nature? When I see you fall, I'll be very happy. That's envy.
Oh my God.
Correct or not?
Yeah.
Yes,
So it also falls under demonic nature. But of course, see, these kind of characters, you can go on discussing and negotiating and everything, right? But please do understand one thing. When we study this chapter 16, we will make mistake. When we read this, we try to compare with someone that we know. Hey, what that first attitude?
Actually, no, Prabhu. I'm comparing it with myself. I did this
Yeah,
kind
you are
of
unique.
mistake.
See, you are unique, Sriram. You should ask why
Oh,
Shanti Mataji is laughing now.
okay. Sorry, Prabhu.
So I tell the truth, right? Exactly.
Not asking the question.
Because when I studied this, I was just comparing with my cousin. I have the thing now. I have this. And I was just looking over that demoniac fellow, my cousin brother. So this is that is also kind of envious and also kind of jealousy. So we do not need to have all that. We are here studying Bhagavad Gita for our own improvement, our own perfection. So just get rid of all of our this thing, enviness and everything. We just try to correct ourselves.
Like,
Okay, then what is the third question? Justice will prevail. Okay, what is the third question?
The phrase the justice will prevail, that means nidi nyayo and nirme, they'll say justice will prevail. But I wanted to get also whether there's anything like, is that linked to demonic, or is
Well,
it
okay. Is there any justice in a prison? When someone sentenced to prison life, can that person expect some kind of justice?
no, Prabhu.
no. No.
Cannot say, I'm a human being. I'm the citizen of this country. You're asking me to sleep on the floor. I want Dunlop bed. Right?
No, Prabhu.
Oh, I always take in hot bath. And how come you're asking me to bathe outside and you're using the cold shower? Oh, I want justice. You think you can ask justice?
Can never
No.
No, Prabhu. No.
So this material world is a prison house. We are in a prison. So your justice is only according to your definition.
Okay.
Whatever things that happening to us is basically because of our karma, our reaction. We studied that in chapter, now it's chapter 16, 15, 14. I think you should refer 14, the three mode of material nature.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Let me see,
Chapter
14.
Yeah. It was chapter 14.
14, eh? So when you look at this, the most confidential opulence. Yeah, chapter 30, no, chapter 14, the three modes of material nature. So in the three modes of material nature, you study all this.
Three modes.
Like I just opened this verse, huh?
Three modes.
Oh, 526. Krishna says, Kama Krodha Vimuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Those who are free from anger and all material desire. So free from anger and all material desire means you do not have hatred, don't have anything. Who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection are assured of liberation in the Supreme in a very near future. Okay.
Nisha,
So,
Thank
in
you so
chapter-
much, Prabhuji.
thank you, Ji.
So this is what in chapter 15 that mentioned when you talk about Nidhi Nyayam, that this thing. Of course, there's no justification. Mhm. So as long we that's why I said in this world which is there's no justice, we have to surrender to Krishna. So Krishna is the only way, because if you're going to get justice, then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
true.
that is, yeah. Where is that verse? Living entity taking other gross body. The foolish cannot understand how the living entity quits its body. The living entity in the material world carries its different conception of life from one another as clear. Okay. The living entity in the conditioned world are eternal fragmental part. Okay, where is that verse? Yeah.
I think, Prabhu, about this justice, we should just leave it to Krishna.
Yeah.
We cannot don't judge lah. You
Yeah.
cannot judge. You don't judge.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely you because we are not in the position to judge anything.
Judge anybody. Right.
We do not have that intelligence, we do not have that power. And after that, what Krishna says, when you talk about justice, look at that. Why did Krishna show the Vishwarupa, the big Rupa, and show all that Kaurava and Pandava entering into his mouth and getting chewed?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So where is the justice for Pandava? Pandava, I mean, Duryodhana thinks, yes, his justice. What he did is correct, because his father is supposed to be the king, because he born blind. Fair enough, the thing give to his Chitapa, his younger brother, but that also died. But since no caretaker, he given to him. So as a caretaker, as a blind, you can give that person, a blind guy, a kingdom as a caretaker. Why can't the blind guy inherit the kingdom to the son, who is perfect?
Yes.
So he have all the justification, but Krishna says, no.
Why, Auntie?
Because that's what, even when a king and the kingdom has to be sent to the king's son, supposed to be inherit the kingdom.
Yeah, that's right.
Because actually, like Dhritarashtra Maharaj was the caretaker. He was not the king. He was
Dhritarashtra supposed to be the king, but because he's blind, he didn't get it. He missed the chance.
Yeah.
King went to the younger brother. Of course, he's very envious. Oh, wow, that my younger brother got. Suddenly, the flood died young. Then he said that Father Bhishma came and said, never mind, you keep the king, because in every kingdom must have a king. There's no kingdom without a king, right? So since you are lame, okay, you just keep it, but we will run the show. But after that, his sons all grew up and everything so nicely. He started to know that son is very handsome, very capable, very clever, very intelligent. Right? So trickfully, he just passed the kingdom to the son, Duryodhana. So what is the justification? There's no justification. So Krishna need to come down. And of course, he just spoke about many peace treaty and everything. Nothing worked. End of the day, the war was declared. But of course, then later Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So you are only an instrument. I've just created this environment and make you the instrument to achieve my goal, to re-establish the teachings of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow is going to be chapter 17. Please, everyone, be on time. Tomorrow is going to be second last chapter. And Friday is going to be the grand finale, the last chapter. Friday, chapter 18 is going to be very long chapter. All right, it's part 1, part 2, but I've combined both. So we may overshoot at least 1 or 2 hours. 1 or 2 hours. Maybe if we suppose finish at 9:30, maybe we should up to 9:45, 15 minutes extra. At the same time, the next program starting on 7th October. So please pass the news around, share your experience, how this program has impacted you, and call and talk to them and say, join this session and you feel how your life transform. Okay. So we're going to start back, and I hope that more and more people come in, because to see their transformation, it makes me very excited. Because I've taken this as my receipt, and I may do it October, then November and December. Yeah. Then after that, I will do something else. All right. I got some other ideas for next year. So meanwhile, please encourage everyone to come and join the session and get benefited. Okay. It's already 9:20. So thank you very much for such a wonderful discussion today. and try to understand chapter 18, but chapter 16, but don't make that mistake. When you read that, don't compare with, oh, this flow, yeah, that flow is a demon, you know. Oh, yeah, remember that flow, that flow is a demon. Don't ever do that. Try to read these and try to reflect your own life and see where you can rectify. Trust me, if you're going to study Bhagavad Gita, if you're going to take Bhagavad Gita as a lifestyle, you will be even very successful in your material life. You know, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita even can make you very successful in material life. At the same time, you also can be very renowned. All right. So you can be a very uniquely successful person. You just do your job, don't expect anything. When people come and jump, praise you, hey, you did it. Nah, I didn't do it. All right. You don't jump and, rejoice together. It is tremendous peace of mind. Okay. So till then, we'll meet again tomorrow at same time. Don't miss that opportunity. Tomorrow is second last chapter. And of course, Thursday is a break. We continue on Friday. Friday is going to be the last day. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhyavcha paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Gauranga. Hare Bol.